Hi, you're listening to Fluent in Canine. I'm your host, Sarah Ann Reed, holistic dog trainer, animal communicator, and owner of Pack Dynamics. In this episode, I'll be having an intuitive chat with a pup called Poppy. She's newly adopted into the home, and her mom has some questions for her. But before we get started, if you are struggling with your dog's behavioral issues, separation anxiety, excessive barking, pulling on the leash, bolting through the door, demanding your attention, these are just to name a few. I have created an online training program to help you not only address these behavioral issues, but also understand why your dog is behaving in this way. With understanding comes patience, compassion, and the knowledge to know how best to help your pup and give them the most wonderful life that's based on respecting them as a different species and honoring them as an individual being. I just love sharing this approach. I explain what to do, how to do it, why you're doing it, and how to see when your dog is changing their mind. There are videos of me working in real time with clients addressing each topic. There's written overviews that you can download and print. And if you need help as you're watching the webinars and implementing what you learn, you can always reach out to me directly via text, and I'm here to support you. So if that's something that is interesting to you, or you just like to know how to develop a deeper bond based on effective communication with your pup and knowing how to best help and support them with anxiety or fear or insecurity, check out packdynamics.com. And there's a wealth of information on there as a resource. So let's get started with this communication with Poppy. I'm really looking forward to speaking with her today. When I talk with dogs intuitively, they will show me pictures and videos in my mind. If it's something emotional, I will feel the emotion. If it's something physical, I'll feel that sensation in my body, and they show me an image in my mind of where they're experiencing that sensation in their body. And it's like feeling the words that they're sharing with me. It's a combination of all of those things. When I'm talking with them, my eyes are closed, which allows me to see and feel and hear the messages more clearly. And my left hand always comes up. I guess it's like picking up the phone to talk to them. Let's see what Poppy has to share today. She is very excited to talk today. First, she wants to, it's very cute. She really wants to say thank you to her new mom. She's saying, you rescued me. And I'm just feeling overwhelmed with emotion right now. I feel like I'm going to start crying. Wow. She felt so neglected in her previous home, very discounted. She did not feel valued. She was not treasured or really seen, she's saying. She was very much pushed to the background. And it was very hard on her heart to not feel loved, to not feel accepted, to not feel valued. And she says that you already know this, even though you didn't go to a shelter to adopt me or adopt me through a rescue organization. You rescued me, Mom. And she's giving you the biggest hug in appreciation. And she loves you so much. There, as she's hugging you, I see just hearts, all of these hearts coming from her eyes to you. She loves you so, so much. And she understands how much you have gone above and beyond already to help her. She really recognizes this in a really big way. She's saying you already had enough on your plate having 3 dogs, but you opened up your heart and your home to me, and I couldn't be more grateful, she says. And she's still hugging you the whole time, still hugging her mom this whole time. Just so tight, like she doesn't want to let go. It's really beautiful. Okay, and so the questions that her mom has for her are you happy? And do you like the other dogs in the home? Okay, when I ask her if she's happy, she's saying, yes, I'm so much happier. I'm still feeling stressed. I'm still feeling overwhelmed. I still am having a hard time reeling it in, so to speak. I still have so much emotion flowing through me all the time, and this feeling of anxiety and not wanting to be abandoned. She's really bringing that to the forefront, because she's saying, I know that bringing me into your home has been a lot. It's been very overwhelming for you because of my behavior, and my behavior is because of how I was treated in the past. And still feeling so much of that trauma and that insecurity and that fear now, not because of anything that you have done, but because it hasn't been long enough yet, like enough time hasn't passed by. And you also, okay, before you talk to Sarah Ann, she's saying you also weren't sure, am I the right mom for you? And that was causing anxiety for me. Okay. She's saying that was causing a lot of anxiety for me, which just added to the stress I was already feeling. But now that you've shifted and you're not in that headspace anymore, I am feeling, it has taken me down a couple of notches in my stress level. And the life that I had before was so small. The life that I have with you now is full of love and support and caring. And it's also a lot more. It's a lot more energy that I need to be around with the other dogs. Fiona, Lolly, Riley, yeah. And that is difficult for me to know how to handle sometimes. Yeah. Which is why I'm so emotional and intense physically with my emotional response. Okay. And so she's showing there's so much. Wow. Okay. There is so much trauma that she's still experiencing within her emotional, energetic self that she really needs help with. Yes. Being able to release it and let it go so that she can learn a new norm, right? Because all she really knows is not being supported, not feeling loved, not being accepted, and kind of pushed to the side in her previous life. And so even though you're supporting her and loving her, and you want so desperately to help her and comfort her, let her know that you're her mom now, and you would never do those things to her, that you always want her to feel loved every moment of every day. She's still kind of dragging her trauma with her, so to speak. And that is having a huge influence on her emotional state, her ability to handle things. And it's almost like she can't really calm down and relax. She needs help discovering a new norm. Okay, it's really interesting. She's showing me, it's like someone whose body feels so tight and they just can't really relax their body very much. Their body's been under a lot of stress, and then they decide to go to the chiropractor to get some help. In the beginning, they're probably going to need to go to the chiropractor once a week until their body starts relaxing more and releasing more. And then they need less and less appointments. And eventually it's more of just a maintenance plan. She's comparing that to what she needs emotionally. She needs help from you, her mom, to release a lot of this stress, this fear, this anxiety, which will allow her to feel safer, which will help her know how it feels to be relaxed and calm. Because even if she's laying down and she seems relaxed, there's this stress and anxiety that's just under the surface, ready to bubble up any moment. And she's saying that's why my relationship with Riley is so can be there can be sparks sometimes, and not in a good way, because Riley is very serious, very much I need everything to be calm and relaxed, or I don't feel comfortable. And if it's not, then I will manage the situation. And he is having a hard time with me, says Poppy, okay, because I'm so out of control emotionally and I don't know how to handle things, and I'm very emotionally expressive. And for Riley, this is too much for him to handle, which is why I really need help, she says, to learn how to release the trauma and truly learn how to feel relaxed and safe. Okay. And it feels like there's certain things that have been triggers, and definitely like the pen that you had outside, because right now you don't have the yard that you would like yet. That will be coming soon. But in the interim, trying to find a way to give them space to be outside, that she's confirming that was definitely triggering huge panic and fear for me, and this concern that I would be abandoned and I would be pushed to the side again. Very intense panic I'm feeling from her as she shows me that. So it's great that, and she's saying it's been like, it's not, I don't see it anymore. She's showing me. So that was great that you removed that trigger for her, because every time she saw it, even if she wasn't going into it, it was triggering this anxiety for her. Okay. Okay, so she's going back to the question, are you happy? And she's saying it's very layered, Mom. Yes, I'm so much happier. I'm so much happier. And yet there's so much more joy that I can experience once I'm able to release fear and insecurity, anxiety, panic, and we can create a feeling of harmony in the home. And she's saying we because she recognizes that you and her fur siblings that she now has, it needs to be cohesive. It needs to be every family member in your pack needs to feel your guidance and your support, that you are the protector, that you are the decision maker, that no one has any responsibilities. And she's applauding you, and she's saying, well done, Mom. You're already, you're implementing everything that Sarah Ann shared with you years ago, and remembering how important every piece is, and checking all of those boxes of canine leadership, which is, and she's saying, you already know this, it's already helping all of us feel more supported and calm, and things have calmed down a lot. Okay, and she's saying, don't worry about the incident that happened when it went a bit sideways, because she's showing an argument. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't beat yourself up about it. We just weren't ready to be together yet. We just weren't ready. You were feeling like, wow, things have calmed down so much. I'm implementing all the training again, and I'm really seeing a big difference. I think everything's fine. And she's saying, there has been a big difference for all of us. And she's showing all 4 dogs right now. Yeah. And I'm still not ready, she says. I'm still not ready because everything I'm experiencing, all of the trauma that is still right under the surface, ready to bubble up any moment. And she says, I understand that you do, even though, yes, Lolly and I are the best match for each other, because she's just so smooth, relaxed, easygoing, just, oh, hi, Poppy. She's so cute. she feels the most comfortable with Lolly, which you already know. And okay, and she's saying, I know that you don't feel comfortable leaving me in a room with Lolly, even Lolly, right? And don't feel guilty about that. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's very important that you feel good about keeping each of us safe. And I might not like being by myself. But you need to rotate us because I cannot be in the same room with Riley. And so you're doing the best that you can. You're managing everything as well as possible because Riley and I cannot be in the same room together really right now. We need to be rotated in and out of the space. And she's saying it won't be forever. It's just going to be for a while until you establish your leadership and let all of us know very clearly, I am taking care of you in a way that makes sense to us. And we really appreciate how dedicated you are, how much patience you have, how much willingness to do everything you can for each of us. You're an amazing mom. We realize how very blessed and lucky we are, how special it is to have you as our mom. And she feels very emotional again. I just feel it in my heart. She feels so blessed. We will get to a point once I'm able to get some help releasing this trauma of being able to all be together. And don't worry, it's going to take time because this is like therapy that I need, she says. The training that you're implementing again, remember, that's like therapy for us. That's like letting us know, don't worry, you have no responsibility. I'm taking care of you. You can all just relax. I've got this. She's saying this is a foreign concept for me. I have no experience with this before you, Mom. And I desperately need it. I desperately need it. I'm yearning for it. Okay. So I'm happy, yet I'm still feeling stressed. I'm still feeling anxious. I'm still feeling afraid and nervous and insecure sometimes. Mm-hmm. And she's saying, we dogs are just like humans. We have many layers. We can be happy and we can also experience other emotions at the same time. And it doesn't mean that we're not happy. So she really wants you to know this. I am as happy as I can possibly be right now. I am. And I still need help. Right. And she's saying, you get this. Okay. And okay. She's very, very excited about moving into the house soon. Yeah. Into our new house. Yeah. She's really excited. She's excited to have more space. She's excited about the yard. It's going to be a fresh new start for us, she says. It's going to be perfect, just the way it needs to be. And she's saying, because you will have been dialing everything in, showing us the comfort and the boundaries that we need for a while before we get there, we'll be off to a really good start. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to share about your relationship with Riley or Fiona or Lolly? Mm-hmm. Okay. So she's saying, my mom asked, do you like the other dogs? And she says, yes, of course I like them. We all like each other. It's just that we all have different personalities and we all mesh together a little differently. Okay, she's saying Lolly and I are cool. We're good. But it's wise of you to keep me in a room by myself, because when I get wound up, sometimes I don't make the best decisions, and I understand you need to keep Lolly safe. Yeah. Okay. But Lolly and I are good. Okay, let's see. Fiona. Okay. Fiona Fiona kind of tolerates me, she says. Fiona is a bit more matter of fact, she's saying, and a bit more serious. And Fiona has an understanding that I just need to work my things out. And she doesn't really want to have a whole lot to do with me right now because I'm over the top anxious and emotional, and Fiona just, I see Fiona just kind of putting her hand up like, okay, like you deal with your stuff and I'm going to be over here just doing my own thing and relaxing. Like I don't really have the bandwidth to be able to handle you. But I like you and I hope that you start feeling better soon. Okay. So that it's not that they don't like each other. It's just that they're in different places in their lives, right? And Poppy is saying, as I'm able to decompress more, feel safer, feel more secure, that our relationship will, my relationship with Fiona will blend a little more. And we interact now, but it's just not as close as it could be, right? Okay. And then Riley. She's saying Riley and I are very similar in the fact that we're both extremely sensitive and very emotional. But Riley processes differently and handles things in a different way than I do. And she's saying, I've already mentioned this, but if Riley feels like things are out of control from his perspective, they're too much, things are, the energy is too intense, the emotions are too intense, he tries to manage the situation and stop the behavior, stop the emotion, because he feels it so deeply. He absorbs emotion so much, and then it becomes overwhelming for him and he can't handle it, and then it affects his behavior. So he's like a sponge, and Poppy's saying he's like a sponge and he soaks up all of my emotion, and then he gets overwhelmed, and then he doesn't make the best choices because he's feeling emotionally overwhelmed. just like a person who is dealing with a lot and they're feeling really stressed, like they can't handle one more thing, and then they get a flat tire, and they might be very emotionally expressive in a way that's not normal for them because they just could not handle that last thing that tipped them over the edge. That is how things are for Riley. She's saying, I'm a lot to deal with, and his bandwidth just can't handle me. He likes calm, relaxed, peaceful, harmony. That's where he thrives. That's where he feels safe and comfortable. So it's very important, Mom, that you make sure that I'm really there emotionally and nothing's ready to bubble up any moment before we start spending a lot of time together. Okay. And she's wanting me to explain how she handles things. She's very sensitive, emotional, yet she's saying, I really struggle with self-control. Emotionally, I'm just all over the place, and it's expressed physically, and I have no idea how to bring it in, how to center myself. And she's saying, I'm like, even though I'm not a little puppy, in my learning, I'm like a little puppy because I haven't been taught how to have self-control. I haven't been shown how to get to the place of being calm within myself. I really need help with this, she says. And she's saying, please help me with this. So when I feel very emotional, it's out there for the world to see, she says. I'm just so expressive. And I make snap decisions, she says. I just respond. And I don't mean to respond in the way that I do. It's very intense sometimes. I don't mean to. I just can't help it because I'm so emotional that my emotions are driving my responses. And because my emotions are extreme, my response is extreme. So Riley's responding because he doesn't feel safe and secure, and he's trying to manage everything to calm it down. And she's saying, I'm responding the way that I am because I'm also coming from a place of stress and anxiety and insecurity, not feeling safe. And also not having self-control. Not knowing how to reel it in. Just an emotional wreck, she says. Sometimes I'm a little better than others. Sometimes I can bring it down and then it bubbles up quickly whenever I get triggered, So she's saying it was really important for me to share with you, Mom, my relationship with each fur baby in the home, so that you can understand when you witness our behavior, why I'm responding the way I am with Lolly, Fiona, Riley. Okay. To know how to best support us, because Lolly and I can just hang. Fiona needs breaks from me sometimes. She likes to have her space, which is important. And then Riley and I just need to be separated for a while. Yeah. because we're so similar, not because we're opposite and we don't like each other, because we're so similar in our emotional bandwidth and our emotional sensitivity. Mm-hmm. Once I'm able to mature more emotionally and in my learning, we'll get along much better. Okay. Is there anything else, Poppy, that you would like to share? She really loves the special treats. And she's saying it's really great. We each get a special treat. I get my own special treat. She loves that. She loves that. Yeah, she loves that they don't need to share those special things. Yeah, the food related treats. Yeah, that she just feels it really helps me to feel included, she says, to know that we all get our own special treat to chew on, and I feel so great. I'm part of the family. I get one too. This sense of belonging that you're helping me to feel for the first time in my life is incredible. I feel absolute love from you. I feel cherished. I know that you see me not as a dog, as a being. You see into my soul. You see into who I really am in my personality. You see into my emotions. And I appreciate you wanting to dive into my truth, she says. To really understand, sweetie, I want to help you. How can I best support you? And she's saying, yeah. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Thank you for wanting to know me and not discarding me because my behavior was difficult or is difficult or can be overwhelming to handle. Thank you for knowing that you just needed to learn how to best support and help me, because I'm already feeling a lot lighter. I'm already feeling that I am part of your family. I'm already starting to believe that this is my forever home. And it means the world to me. Okay. She's saying, okay, I'm going to end it on this note. Just thank you, thank you. Thank you for really loving me without condition. I'm just going to take a moment to thank Poppy and Fiona and Lolly and Riley for joining in too. Thank you for trusting in me to share your truth. And communicate with your mom. Thank you. You've been listening to Fluent in Canine. I hope that you've enjoyed the show today. If you haven't already and you're enjoying these animal communication conversations, please subscribe. Until next time.